commandments and Cuban sandwiches. Find out what I mean on today's edition of Liberty at Home. Welcome back to Liberty at Home. I'm Pastor Adam Rivero from the Liberty Baptist Church right here in Easton. I'm currently on the wait list for a table at the Farmer's Daughter on Main Street, but I thought I'd have enough time to walk over to ECAT Studios to record our latest edition of Liberty at Home. On today's episode, we're continuing our study of Psalm 119 by reading verses 129 through 136. So let's read them together. It says, "Thy testimonies are wonderful, therefore doth my soul keep them. The entrance of thy words giveth light, it giveth understanding unto the simple. I opened my mouth and panted, for I longed for thy commandments. Look thou upon me, and be merciful unto me, as thou usest to do unto those that love thy name. Order my steps in thy word, and let not any iniquity have dominion over me. Deliver me from the oppression of man, so will I keep thy precepts. Make thy face to shine upon thy servant, and teach me thy statutes. Rivers of water run down mine eyes, because they keep not thy law." So I was born and raised in Tampa, Florida. And other than the 4 years I was in college, I lived in Tampa until I was 29. Now, look, I may have been brought up in Florida, but I was born to live in the North. I love almost everything about New England. I love having the snow in the winter and the cool evenings in the summer. I love the socks, dunks, and I even love Jimmy's on my ice cream. But I will say there is something that I miss about Tampa, namely the Cuban food. There's nothing quite like an authentic Cuban sandwich. I'm talking roast pork, ham, Swiss cheese, salami, pickles, and mustard, all on fresh baked Cuban bread. It's incredible. There's still days that I would love to dig into some real, authentic Cuban food. But a couple of weeks ago, a sweet couple from our church delivered to my office, you guessed it, a freshly pressed Cuban sandwich made with mojo-flavored smoked pork butt. Let me tell you, my longing for Cuban food was satisfied, and it was good. Now, if you're wondering if we're actually going to get to the Bible today, or if you're accidentally turning into an episode of Eating with ECAT, just hold on a second. I promise I'm going somewhere with this. There are certain things that we long for in life because they're just out of reach. A regional dish, a favorite vacation spot, or maybe time with a friend who lives far away. But have you ever longed this way for the Bible? Now do you see where we're going? Does it seem strange to think that someone would actually yearn for the Bible? But there it is in verse 131. Look at it again. It says, "I opened my mouth and panted, for I longed for thy commandments." Now we understand why someone would long for something they couldn't have, like a Cuban sandwich. But why would the psalmist say that he longed for the scriptures? It seems like he had plenty of them at his disposal. After all, he wrote over 170 verses about the scriptures in this psalm alone. I think there's a good reason, and I do think it's this. The more you read the scriptures, the more you desire them. You see, the Bible is unique in that it satisfies the hunger of a soul while also creating a greater hunger at the same time. It's so incredible that the more you read it, the more you want of it. That's why the psalmist said in verse 20, "My soul breaketh for longing that it hath unto thy judgments at all times." And verse 91, "Oh, how I love thy law. It's the meditation all the day." And this concept is not only found in the Old Testament, it's repeated by Peter in the New Testament when he says in 1 Peter 2, verse 2, "As newborn babes desire or crave the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby." Have you ever craved the Word of God? Well, start reading it. And the more you read it with an open heart, I promise you, the more you'll want to read it. What an incredible book. Far more satisfying than even, yes, a Cuban sandwich. Well, as we close out this episode, I want to thank you, as always, for watching Liberty at Home each week here on ECAT. But next week, we hope you'll join us also at Liberty Baptist Church. We're just around the corner at 800 Washington Street, and we meet every Sunday and Wednesday. You can find more information, including our live stream and podcast, at mylibertybaptist.org. Well, I'm Adam Rivero, reminding you that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Join us again next week, right here on Liberty at Home.